So are you a jerk if you raid the continental breakfast to get food for the entire day? I don't think you are. Okay. Well, that is kind of the question we got in an email here. It says, my husband and I drove to see his parents in Virginia for Thanksgiving. We broke the drive up into 2 days just to see some sights along the way up and back. We stayed at a nice budget hotel with a sweet continental breakfast. 4 hours into our day 2 drive, I whip out a banana, a bagel, and a small box of cereal for a snack. My husband's like, wait, did you take that from the breakfast bar? I said, no, I took these items from a breakfast that I paid for. He's like, well, that's not how continental breakfast works. He said, you're only allowed to eat what you can while you're there. It's the same concept as an all-you-can-eat buffet. My husband believes that what I did was technically stealing, but what he doesn't know is that I had about 7 other items I never let him know about. I've got no shame. I paid for it. We are both firm in our beliefs, so I was curious what you thought. Am I the jerk for taking all that food from the continental breakfast?
I think you're so good.
I don't know. I mean, you took a lot. I think if
10 items, I guess, if you're counting them all up. She took 10 items from the continental breakfast that she did not eat there.
Then you got to have rules at there and make sure you state the rules. Right now, it's kind of like it's the game.
It's the honor system, and I stay at these same kind of places, and I love them for that reason. They put out cereal. Some of them even have a waffle maker where you can make a little fresh waffle. Yeah. They have yogurt. They have hard-boiled eggs. They have everything. But it's meant for you to enjoy there for breakfast. When you take 10 items, that's excessive.
Here's my, because I heard all of the evidence here, and here's what I'd honestly say. It's okay to take some items. Don't abuse the system and ruin it for everybody. 10 is too much.
Her husband's right.
There's ways.
Well, her husband doesn't even know. Her husband's calling her a jerk for 3 items.
Yeah, he doesn't
10.
even know who he married.
You gotta be able to play a balance game here, and don't go over the top. Taking a few items for the road. You can't get crucified for that. If you're taking, and it also depends on the items too. If they're wrapped items. If there's 9 muffins there, they're wrapped, ready to go, and you take all 9 muffins, that's a douche move.
She didn't say the other 7, but she took a bagel, unwrapped, small box of cereal, that's wrapped, and a banana technically.
Oh, she's fine. That's nothing.
But then she took 10 other things.
No, 7 other things. She took 10 in total.
Okay.
What else did she take?
She didn't say that.
I need to know what those are.
She didn't say.
I know, but I'm saying I need to really know because that's how I can get the judgment.
I think you have to do it on the sheer volume of items.
Yeah.
And
an item's an item.
3, I would look the other way. But when you take 10, the people that work there, if they saw you doing that, they would probably step up.
10's way too many. It is too many. You're going to ruin it for everybody. Just be cool.
I mean, how many pockets does this woman have?
Think about a big old jumbo purse.
Yeah.
That reminds me of our intern that got caught stealing so much creamer. Technically, the first 3, I don't think she's stealing. When she took the whole bowl and then poured it in her bag.
We all have these, whether they be ketchup packets, whether they be napkins from fast food restaurants. I used to hoard that for a while. My son, we would go every day. He wanted the Chick-fil-A. We'd get that, but I would be like, okay, well, you see me enough. And like, I needed the napkins. I was using them every day. I was taking a big old wad of them. Yeah, probably not cool.
The Ralstons actually stopped buying toilet paper.
Yes. Thank you, Chick-fil-A.
They would just wipe with Chick-fil-A napkins.
That's it.
If you have a situation like a Pollo Tropical where I've even talked to people who work at Pollo Tropical because I wanted to know the sauce rules. They have that sauce bar there.
Yeah.
They don't care how much sauce you can take, but there is a kind of, if you're taking 20 sauce thingies, are you a douche?
Nothing's ever established. No signs are posted.
It's
How do we know this is
honor system?
But what is honorable and what's not?
Exactly.
Is 3 items honorable? 10 items we don't feel like it is.
Something like the sauce at a Pollo Tropical, the one I would say is, take as many as you want, but also don't block the line. If you're going to take 10 sauces, take 3. If you see a line coming up, get back and don't hoard everything. Make it easy for everyone to get some.
I want to see what the numbers are on this. Suits, would you post up a poll in KVJ TV on YouTube? Are you a jerk if you take food for the entire day from the continental breakfast? Yes or no? Because I think that's what it is. We won't put a number of items on it, but it sounds like her concept was, oh, I got a free breakfast, but I'm going to have food for the entire day and save money. eating out. I paid for this. This is part of my room.
It depends on the
But
items, too.
if you would talk to the employee that's working that setup and has to restock all the food, they would tell you it's meant for consumption right there at breakfast in that area. Whatever you can eat right there, great. They don't want you taking stuff and putting it in your purse.
I don't know if Virginia should speak for every employee in the country that works at a continental breakfast because she cannot.
Well, some of them that don't care, of course, they would say take whatever you want.
I think some
but
people
the
don't
ones
care.
that take pride in their inventory.
I don't think a lot of people are going to care. I really don't. I
Well,
just don't.
What do you think? There's no pride at the continental
No,
breakfast?
I think there is pride, but I also think people don't care if you take an extra muffin.
One person sent in a text and said, think about what it's called, continental breakfast. It's not continental lunch and then continental dinner. So it's meant for items that you're supposed to eat here in the morning for your breakfast.
And if everybody at the hotel took 10 items and stuffed them in
Right,
their
yeah,
purse,
yeah.
everybody'd be walking out with a fat Michael Kors bag, and there'd be no food for anybody that came at 8 o'clock.
That statement that person texted in semantics because continental breakfast also could mean continental breakfast food items, food types of food. You could have breakfast at nighttime.
Yeah, a lot of people are being honest. This is like we got a KVJ confessional early here this week. Somebody said, yeah, I do that with my husband, but I only take 2 fruits and 2 muffins or cereals. So it seems like everybody has where their conscience, when they raid the continental breakfast, everybody's got their own level of what they think is okay.
2, you're cool. 10, you're a douche.
Well, the other thing, too, is let's say you stayed there that night and maybe the towels weren't as fresh or maybe the service wasn't as good. You go, you know what, I'm going to take an extra cornflake.
Somebody said, hey, the perishable items especially are cool to take because they're likely going to go in the trash anyway.
Especially bagels. Take your bagels.
Okay.
Virginia, don't stay. You stay at 2 fancy hotels.
No, when we travel, you don't have options. On the road, on I-10, there are no 4-star hotels. So you have to stay at a place that has the continental breakfast.
Okay, yeah.
Just FYI.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people do. Other places that people are rating, somebody said that I go to Taco Bell pretty much every single day to get more Diablo sauce, but I haven't actually paid to eat at a Taco Bell in 10 years.
That's just
They just walk in
beating
and
the
grab the
system.
Now
sauce
that-
and then walk right out?
Now that's not cool. You need to spend money at the establishment to partake in their sauce.
Oh, my gosh.
You're a sauce thief.
You're a sauce stealer.
Wow. Okay. All right. So we have got that up. What do you think is your ruling? Are you a jerk if you take food for the entire day from the continental breakfast? What do you say, Virginia? Yes or no?
Yes, for the entire day, you are a jerk.
Bird?
Depends on the item, depends on the situation. That situation, I don't know all the details. Don't abuse the system.
Okay. It's interesting because right now we got 100+ votes in on this and it's 50-50.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It is 50-50 on whether or not you're a jerk. Want to get your opinion in on our poll? Go to YouTube, check out the KBJ show, and it is there. This person sent an email. They want to know, am I the jerk for ruining a date night for this? They said they went to their parents' house for Thanksgiving. They hadn't seen their girlfriend for a week. The email then goes on to read, we had agreed to have a romantic date night on Saturday. After a great meal and a movie, it was time for some nookie. She told me to lay on the bed because she had a surprise for me. Minutes later, she came strutting into the bedroom in some amazingly sexy lingerie. I complimented her on how sexy she looked, and she said that she was flattered. And I said, hey, you went and got some new lingerie for me. She said, oh, no, I've had this for years. Years? So I had questions. Turns out the lingerie was something her boyfriend had bought her in college. They were together for 3 years and only broke up a year ago. I wasn't real happy, and I told her that I wasn't in the mood anymore. So we got in a fight. I left, and on my way out, she thanked me for ruining the night.
Oh.
Am I the only guy who would be put off by their girl wearing lingerie that a former boyfriend bought them? Does that make me a jerk?
I think it's tacky when people do that. In my personal opinion, and does not mean I'm right, I think if you're using old lingerie, that's just tacky.
And if you're telling him that it's old lingerie that some other dude bought you, you're a dummy.
Yeah.
You got to just say, I've had this for years. I bought it for myself. I love it.
People,
But then she's lying.
Well, he doesn't have to know.
and that's why you don't wear it, Kev, because you avoid all these problems. Just wear it. Talking about your old lingerie with an ex-boyfriend, that's going to be weird for some couples. They don't want to get into any of that.
So he's not a jerk because he caused an issue and ruined date night because he shut it all down. It was going great until he had to make an issue of the fact that she's wearing her boyfriend's lingerie.
Yeah, I think sexy time in lingerie, it's a personal thing, and I think if you're going to make that out in the open, it's going to become a conversation.
Most guys are going to be turned off.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see why someone would be turned off by
And that's
that.
why you should lie to them.
And then
Duh. I mean, you don't tell him some other dude bought it for you. Rookie move.
Okay. And what do you think about this email? It says, am I the jerk if I tell my brother that my girlfriend is a horrible singer? My girlfriend has a terrible singing voice, but really thinks she can sing. And my brother's getting married in a few months, and he needed a wedding singer. Well, my girlfriend found this out and somehow convinced him to hire her for his wedding. But she's not charging him anything, so I think that's how she convinced him to hire her. Well, keep in mind, he has never once heard her sing anything before. He thought he was doing me a favor. But if I tell him that she's a terrible singer, he's going to absolutely tell her that she can't sing. That's just how my brother is. But if I don't tell him, my girlfriend's going to humiliate herself and possibly ruin my brother's wedding.
Oh my gosh. This is a disaster.
Am I a jerk if I tell my brother the truth about how terrible of a singer my girlfriend is?
Oh, man, this sucks.
You got to send him an anonymous email.
No, it's gonna come back to him, an anonymous email.
Look, you gotta do something before the singing begins.
I can't imagine that the first time he would ever hear her sing is when she's already on the stage at the wedding and it's going down.
Kevin, I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, there was this guy that we know that was dating this girl that we know.
Okay.
And they were together for a good 8 months. And this girl, turns out, was a pathological liar. But none of us knew this when he first started dating her. And she talked about how she was she did this, she did that. She sang the national anthem at several different ball games. And so he had an event and he invited her to sing the national anthem at the event.
Oh, no.
She butchered
Oh, no.
the national anthem to such a level.
Oh, no.
We were all like, oh my God. I wanted to tackle her.
Oh, no.
He
Oh, my
wanted
gosh.
to break up with her after.
Oh, no.
This happens. People lie about their singing abilities.
The other thing too, you're a very detailed guy, Kev. I can absolutely see somebody that's involved in a wedding going, "Oh, she can sing. That's great. That's taken care of. I trust you. I
Right.
don't even have to listen to it."
Who would say they
Yeah,
could sing
I
if
mean-
they couldn't? Because they're going to be outed.
It's like
Some people legitimately don't know. It's amazing phenomenon. I don't know if they're tone deaf or what it is, but somehow they, in their own head, they're like, I can sing.
or they're psycho.
And it sounds
And
like
they're out of touch with reality.
Well, it's like the old American Idol auditions they used to have.
True.
Yeah.
Those people thought they were beautiful singers.
she probably went behind his back. Here's about the brother getting married. Gets all ginned up. Oh, I can do your wedding for free.
Totally.
Wow.
I think you got to be honest, man. When it comes to this kind of stuff, it's going to be painful. But you got to rip it off like a Band-Aid and be 100 transparent.
Okay.
We're going to start lying, and then you're going to have her up there at the wedding. And,
Well, I guess you think right now you have a chance to slide out of this and minimize damage. If you go through and not a word is said and the wedding happens and the singing goes on, now you got maximum damage that you got to
Totally.
deal with. So you got to do something ahead of time, however you do it. You're trying to spare feelings. But I would maybe invite everybody to a karaoke night.
oh, man.
You know, and be like, hey, let's all go hang out. Let's do some karaoke. And then, but it's much better that he discovers she can't sing at karaoke night than at his wedding, right?
I love it. It's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
setting her up for a karaoke.
Yeah, you need to look at some
nightmare.
karaoke bars, dog.
The brother's going to get hammered. Hey, she can sing a little bit.
If you can't find a karaoke bar, you can buy a karaoke setup now, a home setup.
Right, yeah.
They have really nice ones for like $100. I saw them.
Okay, there you go. That's how you get out of that. That's how you get out of that. We're saving you.